in my opinion, a narcissist is driving him insane.
He's in an abusive relationship.
He's in an abusive relationship, absolutely, Nancy.
Something's off with Meghan and Harry again. You can feel it. Every new photo, every awkward clip, every fake smile, it's like they're auditioning for who's more miserable. Harry looks completely drained, like a man running on fumes, while Meghan's still chasing the cameras like she's headlining a new Suits Season 10, and honestly, it's getting sad to watch. Insiders are calling it an abusive dynamic. Some even say they're living apart and that Harry's reaching his breaking point, but Meghan? She's too busy staging relatable moments and trying to convince the world she's just like us, but spoiler alert, she's not.
It's so scary to think that this guy now is crumbling.
Today, we're digging into the secret separation, the fake PR moves, and how Montecito's turned from a place of freedom to prison for Harry. The situation is messy, it's sad, and it's exactly what everyone saw coming.
I don't think they live in the same
House.
area anymore. I personally don't.
Wow.
I think they're separated.
You know when you see a couple and one person just looks done? That's Harry right now. Every clip, every photo, the poor guy looks like he's trapped in a role he never auditioned for. People close to them are calling it what it is, an abusive dynamic. Not in the dramatic movie sense, but in that slow, emotional drain kind of way. The kind where you watch someone shrink over time. Insiders say Meghan is in full control mode and Harry's just trying to survive. And let's be honest, it shows. He looks miserable while she's constantly in performance mode. Every spontaneous moment feels staged. Every smile looks like a hostage situation, and that home video of him sitting there clueless while she beams at the camera, that wasn't love, that was PR. The saddest part, they could have been unstoppable together, but instead they've turned into this bizarre soap opera. She's chasing attention and he's losing himself, and the public can't look away. It's giving emotional exhaustion. It's giving power imbalance, and it's giving blink twice if you need help, Harry. And yet, she keeps filming, keeps posting, keeps turning their life into content. Maybe she thinks it's connection, but from the outside it looks like control. Harry's not the prince anymore, he's the prop, and you can feel the resentment starting to boil under that awkward smile he wears every time the camera turns on.
Harry is on the verge of some type of serious meltdown here. We saw it with a quite deranged statement released to try and say, I wasn't trying to steal William's thunder, even though we know exactly what that was all about.
Okay, so let's talk about this new weird love affair Harry suddenly has with Britain, because the timing is a little too convenient. For the past 5 years, he couldn't stop trashing the UK. Remember when he said he'd never go back, that Britain was toxic and the press ruined his life? And now he's out here writing essays about missing the pub and British banter? Please. It sounds less like nostalgia and more like someone testing the waters before crawling back home. People close to him say it's all part of his image rehab. Meghan's Hollywood hustle isn't working, so now Harry's rebranding himself as the proud British soldier again. Mind you, this is the same guy that called his own country racist, and now suddenly he's talking about patriotism like he's starring in a war documentary. And let's be honest, no one believes he wrote that essay. Come on, Harry can barely string together a decent interview, let alone a polished tribute to the UK. It screams ghostwriter, probably one of Meghan's PR people trying to soften the image before his next royal reunion. What's worse is that he's trying to win back the same people he once called ignorant. It's like breaking up with someone in public, calling them awful, then texting, "Hey, stranger," 6 months later. It's desperate, it's calculated, and it's so painfully obvious that he misses the royal life he thought he was too good for.
This truly bizarre article trying to win over Brits like me and make us just forget, right, that you literally called us all racists.
Have you ever noticed how Harry's timing is always suspiciously perfect? Like every time Prince William has a big royal event, Harry suddenly pops up with some major announcement. It's giving jealous little brother energy, and honestly, it's getting embarrassing. Take William's Earthshot Prize, for example. The moment the palace started hyping up the event, Harry conveniently dropped his Canada trip story. Supposedly, it was all about honoring veterans, but insiders say it was pure damage control. He couldn't stand watching William steal the spotlight once again. And when people called him out for the timing, Harry's team scrambled with the same tired excuse. Something about security concerns and limited planning time. Please. He's comparing himself to the King and the Prince of Wales while insisting he's no longer a working royal. Pick a side, Harry. You can't want royal perks and Netflix freedom at the same time.
Harry wants to go back to the UK so bad, it's scary. He's on the verge of a mental breakdown.
What's funny is how predictable it's all become. Every headline about William gets hijacked by another awkward PR stunt from Montecito, and each one backfires harder than the last. People are over it. Even former fans are saying, here he goes again. It's like watching someone crash their own reputation on repeat. If he really wanted to honor veterans, he'd do it quietly. But quiet doesn't get clicks, and Meghan doesn't do quiet. So instead, they keep turning royal duty into reality TV, and trust me, the audience is losing interest. Fast.
I mean, Harry's language about the United Kingdom has totally changed. Do you remember he wouldn't used to praise the United Kingdom at all? It was like, no, LA is my home. I'm never ever going back. He was pretty negative about it, or he couldn't even say anything.
Now let's talk about that video. You know the one. Meghan posts this adorable little home clip to show how fun and normal they are, except it wasn't adorable, it was awkward. Painfully awkward. Harry looked like he'd just realized his life's being filmed again without his consent. You can see it in his eyes, that blank stare that screams, "Why am I in this?" Meanwhile, Meghan's all smiles, waving at the camera and acting like she's starring in her own cozy lifestyle commercial. And here's what makes it worse. She didn't just post a video, she exposed their entire home security setup. Cameras, layout, everything. The same couple that cried about privacy and security literally gave the internet a tour of their safe zones. It's like they forgot the "we're being hunted" storyline they pushed during that Netflix documentary. Commentators weren't exaggerating when they called it humiliating. He looked uncomfortable and she looked thrilled, and the internet called it exactly what it was, a hostage tape wrapped in a PR stunt. What's wild is that Meghan released it during Game 7 of the World Series pretending to be a Dodgers fan. Girl, please, you wore Blue Jays merch when you were filming Suits. Now suddenly you're a diehard Dodgers girl? It's so apparent, it's almost funny. If that's authentic, then I'm the freaking Queen of England. Nothing about that video felt real except Harry's silent cry for help.
Weight of the world is on his shoulders and he doesn't know what to do. His entire life has been a boy with a silver spoon in his mouth.
You ever notice how Meghan somehow always ends up in places where tragedy or chaos just happened? And every time there's a camera conveniently waiting? It's not compassion, it's choreography. Think about it. Uvalde, Paris, the World Series. Different cities, same playbook. She shows up, poses, and somehow turns someone else's pain or celebration into her own photo op. It's not empathy, it's PR with a fake tear. Remember when she showed up at Uvalde after the school shooting, perfectly styled, carrying flowers, knowing full well the cameras would be there? Or when she was seen driving barefoot past the tunnel where Princess Diana died, smiling like it was a scene from a music video? It's tone deaf and creepy at the same time. Even her Dodgers moment fits the same pattern. It wasn't about baseball, it was about reminding everyone that she still exists. Because when her name starts fading from the headlines, she finds a way to resurrect it. Media insiders have started calling her a disaster tourist, and honestly, that fits her perfectly. Every move feels strategic, every shot feels staged. It's like she doesn't know where the performance ends and real life begins. She's trying to convince people she's relatable, but it's so forced. Nothing about her energy says genuine. It's all camera angles, poses, and PR smiles. At this point, even Hollywood's rolling its eyes, and that's saying something.
For Meghan. And Meghan, who is, in my opinion, a narcissist, is driving him insane.
He's in an abusive relationship.
He's in an abusive relationship.
The irony with Meghan and Harry is almost poetic. They built an entire brand around privacy, but somehow they're always the ones handing out the map. Every documentary, every podcast, every unfiltered moment from their living room feels like an episode of Keeping Up with the Sussexes. Like, how do you cry about security concerns one minute, then post your home's camera layout to millions the next? That home video wasn't just awkward, it was reckless, and the best part is they filmed it themselves, no paparazzi required. Then there's Harry's new Protect the Kids speech. He went on a podcast to say parents shouldn't put their children on social media, which is a sweet message, right? Except Meghan's out here posting blurred clips of the kids on her own accounts. It's giving mixed signals, or more like, I say one thing, but she does another. Insiders swear Harry's using interviews to send her messages because he's too scared to say it at home. If that's true, this isn't just a marriage, it's a passive-aggressive press tour. You can tell they're not on the same page either. He wants peace, but she wants press. He's retreating, but she's rebooting. And that tension leaks out every time they open their mouths. They once claimed they left royal life to protect their sanity, but between the oversharing, the contradictions, and the constant need for attention, it's starting to look like they traded one kind of chaos for another.
Those two could have done so much good.
Yeah.
They could have done so much good in this world. And they blew it.
So while Harry's out here trying to convince people he's still royal enough to matter, Meghan's been selling candles. Literally. She hosted this tiny holiday bazaar at a local boutique in Montecito, trying to make it sound like the next big luxury brand collab, except it wasn't Dior, it wasn't even Goop, it was a glorified craft fair. She called it her first brick-and-mortar collaboration, which sounds fancy until you realize it was basically her and a few friends hawking products in a shop that looked straight out of a Hallmark movie. Locals called it a witchy bookstore, which feels pretty on brand at this point, and the saddest part is, this screams desperation. This isn't Meghan the mogul, this is Meghan the hustler trying to prove she's still relevant while her brand quietly falls apart. And now, the fancy merch isn't selling. The sponsorships are drying up, and even Oprah's name couldn't save her after the favorite things plug that flopped. Meanwhile, Harry's mumbling about his love for Britain and Meghan selling candles to stay visible. It's giving midlife rebrand on a clearance rack. You can tell the pressure's building. Every stunt feels smaller and every launch more forced. And the fans who once called her the new Diana are now wondering if she even believes her own hype anymore. It's not the royal glow-up she dreamed of, it's more like a reality check wrapped in a scented candle.
Like, he's like, well, most Britons are very literate people, but when it comes to consuming the news, they believe everything they read. He blankets all of the UK. He makes them look stupid.
At this point, it's not even gossip. Everyone can see it. Harry's checked out. The same man who once swore he'd never return to the royal family is suddenly reminiscing about the UK like it's his long-lost love. His tone's different now. It's softer, almost homesick. He's talking about British pride, the pub, and banter like he didn't just spend years trashing all of it. It's giving regret, maybe even escape plan. Insiders say he's desperate to move back. Apparently, he's been telling friends he misses structure, which probably means he misses people who don't roll their eyes every time he opens his mouth, and honestly, can ya blame him? Living in Meghan's Hollywood bubble must feel like a never-ending audition. Meghan, of course, isn't taking it well. Her brand is sinking, her marriage is cracking, and her husband's emotionally halfway to Heathrow. She built her identity around being Harry's wife, and now he's out here acting like he wants to be single again. It's messy, it's sad, but it's also predictable. When you spend years tearing down your own family, at some point you realize you've got nowhere left to run. So maybe this is it. This could be the final chapter of the Sussex soap opera. Because if Harry keeps hinting about his love for Britain, don't be surprised when he eventually packs up and goes back without her. And honestly, I think he already has, at least in his mind.
I think he wants to go back.
Of course.
But yeah, as far as him having a mental break, how is he not having a mental break?
So what started as the wedding of the decade has officially turned into Hollywood heartbreak. Meghan's chasing relevance, Harry's chasing peace, and somewhere in the middle, the illusion of happily ever after has completely collapsed. Their love story isn't romantic anymore, it's exhausting. Every new headline feels like another cry for help wrapped in designer PR, and she wants to prove she's untouchable. Meanwhile, he just wants to remember who he was before the cameras, and honestly, you can feel it. The distance, the silence, the awkward together but not together energy that's hard to fake. If the rumors are true and he's halfway out the door, maybe this isn't a breakup waiting to happen. Maybe it already has. But what do you think? Is Harry finally waking up from the Markle spell? Or will Meghan find another way to spin this into her next redemption tour? Let's talk in the comments.